guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheila. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video today, and I am finally getting ready to review. I don't even know what episode this is, girl. I think it's like 7 or 8 or 8 and 9. I know I skipped 2 reviews. I'll look back and see, and I'll put it in the title of this video. But yeah, I'm reviewing the last 2 episodes of Married at First Sight. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So I want to start off with Anthony and Ashley. For the past 2 episodes, we have been seeing like the crack. Remember, I don't know if you can go back to my first review. I think it's the first or second review of this show, and I felt like Ashley reminded me of the girl who broke up with the guy like after the honeymoon, because she wants everything to be perfect. Like you slowly see the cracking, you know. It's just she wants everything to be perfect, and I believe that Anthony, I feel like he's walking on eggshells around her. He doesn't want to make her upset. Even when they're speaking about something that is very serious, he's like smiling, like trying to joke it off, you know, not to make her too upset, because he sees how like fragile she is. I don't know if that is the correct term to describe her. It's like he knows like the crazy is right there across the line, and he doesn't want to cross that line. Ashley is very, she's an independent woman. She's still, I think the episode before, she was still struggling with taking his last name. And she's just used to being alone. She's used to, and she likes to bring towards Anthony and say, oh, well, I don't need you to do this for me. I can do this for myself. Okay, well, we know you can do this for yourself. I can do plenty of things for myself, but I'm not going to remind my mate, my husband, or my boyfriend time and time again that I can do these things by myself. That's not what a man necessarily wants to hear. We know that you can do these things by yourself, but he doesn't need to be reminded of that. But people sometimes just want to do things for you, and you should let them. But I just think that Anthony is such a sweet guy. He's so sweet. And I feel like there is still potential. I have not given up on them as a couple yet. I feel like there is still potential for them to stay together and for them to work, because they have the chemistry. It's just they have to learn the communication piece for them is what is missing. So if they can work on their communication and just learn how to be vulnerable and just express how they're feeling, and don't, like, regardless of how it's going to make the other person feel, you need to let people know how you're feeling, because how else are they going to know? So I need Ashley to be more open, and just, you know, I feel like there's still hope for them. Okay, Danielle and Cody. I have given up on them as a couple. I am willing to bet money on them that they are not going to make it. They are one of those couples that on paper, they probably look good together, but there's no chemistry. There is no, something happened like on the honeymoon where I forgot what happened, where it slowed down for them. But after that, it was just the chemistry died, and I don't think that it can be revived. I think that Cody, like I've been saying, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. That's why I don't review these episodes every week, because Cody is still young. He still needs more time to grow before I think he's ready to be somebody's husband. I think that Danielle is just going through the motions right now, and she's waiting for these 8 weeks or however long they have together to be over. I think she knows in her mind that it's not going to work. I feel like it kind of, you know, makes her a little bit sad that it's not going to work, but I think she knows that it is not going to work. They don't have any chemistry, and you could see, like, even they had the family gathering, and Cody's brother was with Danielle's friend. They remember they got together at Danielle and Cody's wedding. They had more chemistry than Danielle and Cody. But they just, yeah, so they still have not had sex. It's like a sex countdown. We're waiting for them to have sex, and they keep making us believe like the next episode, maybe it'll happen. They keep teasing us with it. So yeah, I've given up on them. Something has to be drastic for me to say that I believe that they will work out, but let's move on. Okay, Okay, now moving on to Nate and Sheila. For the past 2 episodes, Nate and Sheila have been doing really, really well. I have to be honest with you, I am very proud of them. I still believe that they are together. If we had to rank in order of the couples that I believe are still together, I believe Nate and Sheila are still together. I believe that next, potentially, Anthony and Ashley. And then you know how I feel about Danielle and Cody. I don't think they're together. But I do believe that Nate and Sheila are still together. Sheila went and changed her name without any problems. Maybe she can give your girl Ashley a phone call. No problems. And we all know Sheila is a very independent woman. She makes more money than Nate. But she was still comfortable enough in her womanhood to go ahead and change her name. So big applause to you, Sheila. We did see that they were dealing with, not this past episode, but the previous episode before this last one, that they were clubbing. And Sheila is 30 and I'm in my 30s, and I know I don't have time for nobody's club because, first of all, I'm going to be falling asleep by the time we get there. So you see those dynamics with him being 25 and her being 30 coming into play, where he just wants to do all of these things, and she's like, are you really ready? Are you really ready to be someone's husband? And 2, there's a trust issue. There's trust issues where in the past, I believe Sheila was hurt. I believe Nate was hurt in the past too. So they both have trust issues. So clubbing and trust issues kind of, brought out a small issue. But I think they'll be able to work through that. We also saw Nate's mother. Like, I do believe that Nate's mother was cutting up in front of those people's cameras. But I do think the editing was kind of fishy in the last episode with her giving all these things, like she was saying no and no. The editing was really, really weird with that. So I do think that she had an attitude, and we clearly see that she's not comfortable with it, and we're going to see more of it going into next week's episode. But I need her to come around. Her son is already married. There's nothing you can do about it, lady. You're going to have to roll with it now. I know you want to be mama's bear. I just think she needs a man of her own. like, let me not say that. I just think that she needs a man of her own to keep her distracted from her grown son's business. So she can just move on and get on with her life. But yeah, Nate's mother, get it together. Okay, and then the previous episode, we saw that Sheila's friends and Nate's friends, I believe they had a party on the rooftop of their building, and Sheila's best friend is a male. And I've always thought that men and women truly cannot be not attracted. Of course, they can be attracted to each other. For a while, I've always thought that men and women can't be like best friends unless they are truly not attracted to one another. Maybe one person is gay and the other, like, there can't be any type of sexual chemistry, none of playful stuff or any of that. My best friend is a woman. And if my husband had a female best friend, I would feel some type of way too. So I can't go too hard on Nate, especially when you bring those trust issues into play. It's just, I would be leery if I was Nate as well. But I don't think he had to run up on that boy like that. I felt so bad for him at that part. That was not the time or the place to be asking this guy these questions. You can get to know this guy without ever coming right out to ask him. Just be around him and you'll be able to see something. If something was there between Sheila and her best friend, and if Nate would be around him for a little bit longer, he will be able to see whether, okay, first of all, can I trust my wife? And second of all, can I trust this dude? So I don't think that was the time or the place for him to be approaching the guy like that. But overall, I am very hopeful for Sheila and Nate. I'm so proud of them. Because for a while I was like, and they're getting a lot of support from Black Twitter. So we are rooting for you, Nate and Sheila. you guys are doing a good job. So that is it, guys. I don't have anything else, because anything else that I would think to talk about would kind of feel like kind of redundant. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reviewing next week's episode unless something like really big happens. Happy Father's Day. Yes, happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there. If you are like me and you lost your father already, this day can be sort of tough for us, but just push through, and we'll be okay. But happy Father's Day to all of you wonderful fathers out there. I don't think I'm missing anything. If you have anything you want to discuss with me, leave it down in the comments below. As always, you guys be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.